man. Islam has helped me become humble, helped me to listen and understand other people's feelings and see what other people say. Now, I still got a little short fuse where I be ready to snap and go off. Like, it took a lot for me not to. Well, I had prepared a video to respond to Boosie from his Vlad thing, but then I thought about it. I said, I'm not, when he said I hurt him, his heart, and it made me feel good that, somebody I never met or don't know, I hurt them, and he a celebrity, So I just took the high road. I was like, I'm not gonna go ahead and entertain that. But if people ask me a question, I'm gonna respectfully respond, So that's how actually this happened.
Okay, so look, I've been getting blown up about this Terrance Gangsta Williams situation for exactly 2 weeks. Everybody been asking me to speak on it. Here we go. We're gonna get into it. I also kind of, I was intrigued by it, wanted to talk about it, but it was highly covered, so I just left it alone. Before we get into it though, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell icon, and turn post notifications on all. If you do not turn post notifications on all, you will not be notified every time we drop a video. Make sure you do that for me, family. That also helps this channel grow. That way we can go to the next level. You know what I'm saying? All right, because what we do over here is totally different than what anybody else do anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? We ain't with the get along gang. We do our own thing over here. We have real conversations. We get real personal, and we give our real thoughts on situations. As you will see, the more and more we get in depth into this video. So make sure you tap in with that. Like the video as you come in. Make the like match the views. Make the likes match the views. Make the likes match the views. Now we're going to dive into this thing. We're going to get down to the bone of it. If you do not know who Terrance Gangsta Williams is, Terrance Gangsta Williams is the brother of Slim and Baby. My bad. Slim and Baby are the two hip-hop moguls who created Cash Money. Cash Money being at the elite of the record biz for the better part of 25 plus years. Conglomerate, do their thing. Y'all know how they getting down, all about that money. So that was a perfect name for them, Cash Money, They launched multiple different acts, the Hot Boys, and so on and so forth, man. Now, Boosie, I think, added a little bit more heat to this situation because Boosie went on Vlad TV, as well. Vlad TV added a lot of heat to it as well. But Boosie went on Vlad TV and was asked about Terrance Gangsta Williams, to which, he basically stated that Terrance Gangsta Williams hurt him, basically. Made him cry. You know what I'm saying? Because, he looked up to Terrance Gangsta Williams. Terrance Gangsta Williams just recently, about a couple hours ago, spoke on what Boosie said. And he admittedly said, like, my initial thought, even though I'm a Muslim, my initial thought, my bad, y'all, somebody was knocking at my door. But he said initially, he kind of was ready, to respond to Boosie and basically argue about the situation, trip about the situation. But the Muslim in him stopped him from doing that. And he took the humble approach and said that, he respects that he touched somebody who he didn't even know and made them want to cry. And that person just so happened to be a celebrity. So that in itself was something for him to be proud of, It basically deaded the situation. Nothing further came about that. He left it alone right there and killed it. Now, the reason why Boosie was hurt is because Terrance Gangsta Williams, if you don't know by now, he ratted on somebody. He had done 23 years in the pen, 23 and a half, was sentenced to life, supposed to do a life sentence in the federal penitentiary due to situations that, it's a lot of stuff that he was charged with, man. We're not going to go through that. But what I will say is, man, the man snitched on people that are deceased. They are no longer here. They were not here at the time in which he snitched on them. He kept it solid for 20 plus years in the feds and seen an opportunity to become free once his partners that was involved in these situations lost their lives. And my question now for the populace, for all of these people, And y'all know how I feel about ratting. But in this situation, this is one of those dilemmas that the feds put you in that kind of, man, just like messes with you badly. So my question for the populace is, what would you do in this situation? You got an opportunity to be free. All you got to do is give your filing partners names and say that they were involved in things that the feds pretty much already know that they were involved in. All you got to do is give them more clarity and say, yes, that was their involvement, and you get the wrong free. Like, what would you do? Because it's hard to say that you wouldn't do that. You already been in there locked away from your kids and whoever for 20 plus years. You don't know when you're going to see daylight. You get this opportunity, man, and these people are no longer here. Nobody's going to be hurt by that. The people whose family they took their children away from, those cold cases, they're finally going to be solved. Those people finally get closure. So much gets accomplished by you actually just doing this, and nobody actually gets hurt. You don't hurt your friends. The only one that actually gets hurt is you in the end, because you get out and you become a rat. And not to mention the fact that Birdman actually went on, and this is probably the point, you know, if you're a fan, you probably don't want to continue listening at this point, because I'm going to give it to y'all raw and real. I ain't going to hold back no punches, you know what I'm saying? And you know we don't rock with fans over here. They fanatics, and they can't see things for what it is, man. Y'all don't see clearly enough to understand what is actually going on, because y'all too fanned out, and the only thing that y'all can see is that somebody speaking on your favorite rapper or your favorite celebrity instead of understanding the facts that's within it. But he came home, and his brother Birdman pretty much flashed out on him and told him, like, don't call me no more. We set down these rules to never speak or never talk or never rat, no matter the circumstances, and you broke that rule. You know what I'm saying? Which is respectable in a sense. You know what I'm saying? It's respectable. It's respectable. You know? Y'all made these rules. Y'all made a pact to never do this, and you broke that rule, so now you got to move around. But this is your brother who has been gone for 20 plus years. This is your brother. And all he had to do was rat on y'all dead homies who are no longer here. Like, I just don't understand. Like, it just opened in that moment when I really like reiterated on everything that was going on around this situation and looked at it all. It brought clarity to me. You know what I'm saying? Because I realized that I've been, you know, we've been brainwashed. Like, we've been brainwashed. If you look at that code of ethics, that's a code of ethics that, you know, the government, secret places, that's what they live by. They live by no secret told, you know, brothers in arms. That's their code, right? I ever thought about that? Now, I'm not saying, you know, everybody get out here and have a ratting party and y'all get to ratting on each other. No, I'm not saying that whatsoever. Y'all know how I feel. And me personally, I could never, you know, tell on a man, because that's the way that I was raised. You had to learn the hard way once you got, you know, so ain't none of that. But what I'm saying is, man, we taking codes from they doctrines and the way that they rocking, and we integrating it into our everyday, you feel me? But that's besides the fact. Birdman, you're willing to slam down so harshly on your brother, who you have not been able to contact physically. I mean, I'm sure they spoke on the phone numerous amount of times. From Terrance Gangsta Williams' own mouth, Birdman was very, very involved throughout his entire extent. Birdman was always there, always kept him fed, kept it solid like a brother was supposed to. But when your brother found a way out that hurt nobody that was living, and I'm sure that the people that are in a grave, one more time, they are not hurt by this. They are not moved in any type of way. They ain't down. They ain't wherever they at. Man, like, oh man, that man just, you know, I can't believe dude just did this to us. I'm sure they ain't going to jail in the afterlife behind this or whatever. So, hey, all I'm saying is nobody was affected. So for you to push your brother away and say you're not rocking with him and let him be out here living and working a regular job when you a multi-millionaire. Now, he did say Slim's still looking out and they still in contact. But for you not to lay down the red carpet for your brother and give him, a welcome home and welcome him with open arms due to your public image, because that's all it is, man. It ain't got nothing but what to do with the public image, because you see everybody on YouTube bashing this man, talking crazy, talking about how he a rat, talking about how he doing all this and all that. But like the image is more important to you than your own flesh and blood. That's all I'm saying. Because if that's what it is, man, how could you be out here allowing dudes to rep Cash Money and saying, yeah, Birdman F me and my, what? F them in they peach emoji for that deal. Like, you got dudes out here saying that who are in your label or wearing your label. You got all type of, star boy stuff going on around your label. Like, it's so many different things throughout the years that are correlating with your label that people should have been exiled away from. But you want to exile your brother for ratting on y'all deceased partners. Come on. I'm not understanding what we really doing here, man. I'm really not. And if you think about it, man, that's the game that the feds play. They knew what was going to happen to this man as soon as he was released. They knew that he was going to be exiled. They knew that everybody was going to clown and talk about him. His image of being, this feared figure, this person that is dangerous to mess with, was going to dwindle a lot because the internet was going to bash him. He knew nothing too much about the internet. So he didn't know really to the full extent of what he was getting himself into. But they did. They knew that the internet was going to set flames. The laws knew what they were doing from the jump. This was all planned out from the beginning, and not just specifically for that man Terrance Gangsta Williams, but for everybody coming from the hood. They wanted to tear down Cash Money, and that was their ultimate plan. But Terrance kept it solid as far as his brothers and the living, period. Didn't tell on nobody to which he could catch anybody no time. But they planned this out from the beginning for you to get up, sell some drugs, make your little money, have a little, small extent. And like Vlad and them said on that actual interview, for every year that you're balling, you're going to do 5. That's facts. That's the war on drugs that has destroyed hundreds of thousands of households, taking so many lives for next to nothing, and taking so many fathers and mothers away from their children, so many innocent bystanders caught up in this situation, man. It's been a mess. It's been a disaster. It is literally not helped anyone. It has not helped anyone. It seemed like the only people that benefited from it was the government and the pharmaceutical companies. The pharmaceutical companies benefited tremendously. But as far as like the people that it was said and set out to help, supposedly, it didn't help us at all. It destroyed us. And then you got an extension of that currently in the White House, but that's a topic for a whole nother day. What I'm saying is, man, it's the projects. It was a plan. Where does a project come from? Where do we know that word project? You remember when your teacher told you had an assignment to do and it needed to be turned in by a certain amount of time? Hey, there's that word project. That was that word project. That was an assignment. That was something you had to study and put effort in, all that. That's what they doing with us. That's what it was, a project. Let's put these things together, give them minimal amount of resources. Let's give them, lessen their ability to take care of each other, stack more guns in the hood, drugs in the hood, and let's see what they do. Let's see if Charles Darwin's theory of evolution is actually real. Let's see if only the strong will survive. Let's give them a code of ethics. Let's give them these gangs so we can enhance the rate in which, they take each other out, and that King Kong mentality, that New York state of mind. Can't nobody mess with me. Let's see how long it takes for that top dog to rise over the rest of his people. Yeah, it was all a test. It was all a way to study. It's all the way to study in real life. It was all the way to take away, the actual theory of what they thought could happen and put it into full effect with human beings, because they already did it with rats and multiple other animals. So this was always a game. You know what I'm saying? They gave you the red and blue, same color as the flag, the same color as the pillars that sat outside of Solomon's temple, and all that, man. But that ain't what we gonna even talk about. What I'm just saying is, man, they were in the blueprints the entire time, and it was always planned out for you to double back in the end after you gave them multiple years out of your life. They made money off of you and took all of your possessions that you made while you was hustling in the streets. Everything that you accumulated, from houses, cars, clothes, everything. They took that, and then they got money off of you from the state, and then they turn around and solve cases that they couldn't solve off of your back, threw you back out here to be a rat, and now you're at the bottom of the food chain. You're at the bottom of the barrel. You've been gone so long that you are no longer a top dog. You're no longer a true threat to society, because physically you're not in peak shape. You're not in your prime no more, so you're not the threat that you was 20 years ago. And some of these dudes getting out at 70 and 80 to where they can't even do nothing, and they so culture shocked that they don't even know how to survive out here. Most of them ready to commit that side because they don't know how to survive out here anymore. It is a complete and total culture shock. So let's really speak about the facts, man. Y'all ready to bash this man, but I guarantee you 99% of y'all would actually do the same thing if you were in his shoes. And how could you admittedly sit there and say that you wouldn't whenever you've never been in that situation? You never been in a situation to where everybody that you were associated with is gone, and you're not physically going to hurt anyone by telling the truth. The only one their life changes is yours. And if you don't do this, you're going to continue to live in this hell that you wake up in every day. You're going to continue to live in the cemetery of the living dead. At what point do we start to open our eyes and start to really look at it for what it really is, man? Let's start to think outside of this box that we have been confined into. I don't know, family. That's my thoughts on it, man. If I was Terrance Gangsta Williams, I would be exactly like I am now, going on my little interviews, trying to get my exposure up, promoting my company like he's doing, trying to, get people that really understand the truth on my side and do what I do. You know what I'm saying? And hope that, one day me and my brother can amend that relationship. But if not, hey, I'll carry on with life the same way I am. Try to support myself to the best of my abilities while I'm out here, and not focus on the haters and the suckers that's on the internet who act like they would stand in a different way whenever they wouldn't last 5 minutes. They would have told why they people was still alive, not waited until they did. Most of y'all would have told why them dudes were still living. Once they told you that they was going to give you a life sentence, once they told you they was going to give you a year, you would have told. Stop playing, man. Y'all crazy out here, man. Like, I just don't understand it anymore, man. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about this entire situation. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Ring that bell icon and turn post notifications on to all. That way you will be notified every time we drop a video. Y'all already know. Peace and blessings, kings and queens. With that being said, I'm out.